anti-violence initiatives expected to be the focus today as Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson plan a joint news conference. I'm sure other officials are going to be there as well, but clearly this is going to be an interesting address, really to the city of Chicago, who's been grappling with violence and fatal shootings outside of schools just in the past week, where I think a total of 3 young people were shot and killed. And then you've got all the other armed robberies that are happening and the carjackings and the smash and grabs. And clearly this is something that a lot of focus is going to be on today. Even after a shooting last night, several shot, 1 fatal. And we'll hear what Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson had to say with some live video that was posted on social media last night. But all of this comes, of course, after the Chicago City Council voted to pass a resolution urging for a ceasefire in the Middle East. All right, it's Bishop on air. Thanks for hanging out with me each and every weekday morning. We, of course, do this live show from the comfort of my own home before I go off to my full-time gig at thecentersquare.com, where I cover the Illinois State House. But this is just me kind of continuing to flex my my talk radio muscles after being, in talk radio, in the news space, in the talk space for 15 years before I decided, you know what, work smarter, not harder, right? But let's get into it. Of course, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. So, if you just look at some of the headlines from the past 24 hours out of Chicago, a lot of focus has been on this ceasefire that was approved by the city council. And you've got the Chicago Sun-Times reporting that Chicago became the largest city in the nation to demand a ceasefire in the war between Israel and Hamas, thanks to a symbolic resolution approved by a divided city council Wednesday, forcing Mayor Brandon Johnson to cast the tie-breaking vote. So this obviously was very contentious and something that led to a tie-breaking vote that the mayor had to provide. And the debate during the city council clearly was, pretty heated at times, and you even have criticism of it before so, highlighting just really how some see this as a bit ironic in a way. So there's a social media account, 16th and 17th District Chicago Police Scanner, that says, so is a ceasefire for the city of Chicago in order next in the city council, or are we not concerned with that? Then it provides a map of just the scale of shootings across the city and homicides in particular. So pretty incredible to see that map. And I'm not vouching for its accuracy at all, but clearly it's something I think has people being critical of the focus of the city council. So while the city council, of course, passes a ceasefire, that came just a few ceasefire resolution for what's going on overseas, you have the school shooting that happened outside of a Chicago public school. 2 young people shot and killed there. What was that, late last week? And then this week, last night, you have Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson addressing media after yet another shooting outside of a school. Here's just some of what Mayor Brandon Johnson had to say last night.
The city of Chicago continues to grieve, and our hearts are heavy as these tragic shootings happen too often. And as we grieve and mourn the loss of not just this one individual, but other individuals in this city who have lost their lives due to the senseless gun violence, we hold our hearts and our grief close. The loss of life is horrific under all circumstances, but it is especially harsh when our young people are targeted. As a parent and as parents across this city, we do everything in our power to keep our children safe. So this hurts, and I know our city is hurting. But the individuals who are responsible for this kind of violence It has to end. The harm and the chaos and the trauma that's being caused by individuals who do not value life. The full force of government will be used to bring those individuals to justice.
So what is that going to look like? Obviously, we may hear a bit more today as both Johnson and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker have a news conference where the governor's office says they're going to unveil anti-violence initiatives. So that'll be happening later on this morning at 11 in Chicago. Both the mayor and the governor are going to be there, and it does appear that they're going to have some Q&A that they are going to provide. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about the ongoing violent situation in Chicago. But Governor J.B. Pritzker taking to social media, highlighting one of his signature initiatives that he says is needed across the country. And this is a tweet that he sent out yesterday, saying that in Illinois, we have, quote, banned ghost guns, banned assault weapons, banned high-capacity magazines, implemented background checks on all gun sales. It's past time for Congress to do the same. And the governor, and others who support gun control are quick to say that, a ban on semi-automatic firearms is going to make the state safer. But others looking at the headlines out of Chicago, and especially some of the social media videos that you can easily find of young people with extended magazines on their handgun, what looks like they've got switches to make it an automatic handgun, and a variety of other types of firearms. Is there not more that could be done to crack down on that type of activity online with what could be gang related or however? But regardless, something I think that has a lot of people still kind of scratching their heads as to, these laws only impacting law-abiding people while criminals continue to commit serious crimes. So what will they address today when they unveil some anti-violence initiatives? I guess we shall see. It is Bishop on Air. Thanks for hanging out. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Join me each and every weekday morning here as we do this thing called talk radio journalism, I guess. I mean, it's online, so I appreciate you guys being here and catching it really any way you can. So more to come here with Bishop on Air.